Yo, what is happening, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me once again. My name is Sanawe Goni. I am your favorite tactical football coach. What I want to talk about today is designing a session plan for an under 8 age group. But before we even get there, before we even go into the introductions, before we even go into the ding, 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 let's just find out where do we actually decide with the session plan. So what I have behind me right here, your coach should have. If your coach is truly invested in you, if your coach is truly working with you in terms of development football and looking to get you at a certain place, at a certain stage, they should have all of these plans behind me in place. So the first part of effective coaching and making sure that players are going to be able to meet their goals is make sure that you have a development plan. A development plan is simply just 4+ years for the plan you have in your development, no matter your specific field. Second plan is your periodization plan, which you take from that development plan and you simply break it down from 4 years to 1 year. Once you've done that 1 year plan, you're going to go down and take it into a training plan, which means in this year now, which phase am I actually in? Then the fourth is your weekly plan, making sure that, okay, now that I've broken it down into phases, what do we do on a weekly basis? And then the last thing is your session plan. That's what we are going to be talking about. Please don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Have you done it? Have you done it? For me, it's all about performance. Now, before we get started and just go ahead and design the session for the day, we need to look at 3 key considerations which we will get from the training plan. First thing, what are the training times? How long are you training for? And how long are you training in relation to your match? Especially for the under 8 age group. In my LFA, our under 8s play for 40 minutes, 20-minute halves. So what I like to do is design the session, but to make sure that I've got at least 20 minutes of that half period to have a look at to see what we were working on in the session. The second thing that you need to take into consideration is the training phase. What part of the season are you in? Are you in the off season? Are you in the pre-season? Are you in the competition phase? That becomes very important because it helps you decide the intensity at which you need to operate and run the session on. The third thing, and probably the most important when it comes to designing the session for the day, because it really makes sure that you are following that development plan to the T. What part of the training stage are you in? So what are you looking at this stage of their development? Are you looking at the game specific for an under 8, area specific for an under 8, position specific for an under 8? So what area are you looking to really focus on for this age group? So with all those considerations taken into account, this is my under 8 session. Have a look. Are you looking? Now let's get started. The warm-up, just a nice 10 minutes. What you want to do with the kids is just get their heart rate going. Just make sure that they are getting into the session nicely. What I like to do with my kids is more of a ball-related warm-up. So whatever they do with the warm-up, it must be ball-related at this under 8 age group, simply because I don't feel the need to tire them out before we actually start working. Once you're done with the warm-up, you go into your technical skill. So what I like to do for this half an hour is really bring the fitness into it. So if it is, no matter what the technical skill, I'm going to try to bring in an element of fitness into the session alongside it. Whether it is passing, shooting, dribbling, I'm going to bring in another element of sprinting, running, or distance running rather, or any form of strength exercise that they can possibly do, whether it's get up and chase, react in any form of way. And with that technical skill, what I like to do is just progress it, and you don't necessarily have to progress the physical fitness. What you can progress is the drill itself, but make sure that that fitness is still being maintained. Kids won't see it coming. Kids are going to be enjoying themselves. Kids are going to be just loving kicking the ball around. They're not even going to realize that they're actually doing fitness. So once we're done with the technical side of things, what I like to do is bring in a fun game into the session. Now, what makes this a game is that it has high activity, meaning that there are a lot of people that are involved in the running of the session, of this part of the session in one go. The activity is got restrictions to it so that you as the coach, you can control the outcome of the play. If you are looking to, make it a fun game, make sure that there's restrictions like 2 touch if it's a passing exercise. Make sure that there's another element of goals. That's also what makes it fun. Make sure it is not a game if it doesn't have a goal to it. And when I say goal, because we're talking football, I don't mean you actually need the goal posts. No, you need an objective. What is the objective of this game? Hide and go seek is hide and seek. That's the goal. So make sure that your session has a fun game, and with that fun game has a goal and a proper objective to it. Once you're done with the fun game, just let the kids have a match. Now, what you as a coach are looking out for in this match is, has the technical skill, has the situation played itself out? Is it coming through in the play? Have they fixed the mistakes that they were making early in practice? And are they still able to score the goal or get out of the situation because this is what they've been practicing? That's all you need to focus on as a coach. In that practice, if you've been working on a passing as a major focus of the technical skill, don't worry about how the player shoots. Yes, it is an easy finish. Yes, don't spend time on it. If he misses open goals, let him know he should have scored it, but don't spend time on battering him and letting him know that it was completely wrong. Why? You haven't worked on it in this entire session. It's not the focus of this entire session. What is the focus? Make sure that your delivery in the session is built around your focus. Then once that match is done, once you have completed the majority of the session, bring the boys in, make sure that they cool down, make sure that they do exercises that relax the muscles. A lot of coaches tend to neglect this, especially at an under 8 age, because they feel they're young, they don't have any lactic acid, there's no need for them to really be doing this. It is important for them to make sure that they're getting into the repetitive mindset of, once I'm done training, I need to stretch. Make sure that you get it into the player's mental as soon as you can. And in that psychology session where you're talking to the players, make sure that you're talking about the focus. Why is it important? How do we do it? Make sure to highlight the successes that you saw in the session, straight from the technical skill side of it into the fun game, into the match. Make sure that you're bringing up the highlights of the session. Make sure that you bringing in the lowlights as well, so that they can differentiate right from wrong, and make sure in doing that you're not really badgering into a player. And as a coach, you should be able to bring them up and knock them down. Make sure that they stay level. And that is all from me, guys. Thank you so much for joining me once again. I hope this video has been able to help you as a coach and some players if need be, and any person who is just coming through has been put into a session and that they'll need to design one. I hope that you can get a basic outlook on this one and really help the kids develop their football. With that being said, please make sure that you've hit that subscribe button to get more content. If you haven't seen any of my previous videos, please have a look at those. Otherwise, I will be back next week with a new banger of a video. So please stay tuned.